Hey guys! In this video we will be doing splits and ultimately over the course of 30 days improving our flexibility on the whole. So real quick shout out I have to Sarah Geary, who is the dance teacher over at Brooke East Boston. Some of you already know her. Miss Geary is one of my near and dear friends, and I've been following her YouTube channel closely since we started quarantine, and her and I have been sharing ideas for what to put out there for the kids. And I came across her split series stretching video that I decided to do. It was about 17 minutes long, and I quickly realized how much I needed to work on my flexibility and how I've always kind of avoided it. And so I made the goal to start my morning every day with these 12 minutes of stretches that she does in her video. The way she explains form is super helpful. And the different tips that she gives you to make adjustments if you need to, different variations you can do to meet your physical needs, super helpful. So I highly suggest you go follow her. I will put her link to her channel down below, but her name is Miss G. And so those of you that have been following me, I have TikTok Tuesday and Wiggle Wednesday. Wiggle Wednesday I've been doing, since maybe last year, but TikTok Tuesday started during quarantine. And some of my kids have been following me and I followed them, so that's been great to see what they're up to and stay connected with them. So for Fearless Friday, what I'm thinking is that every week I will pick a skill that I'm not really great at and that I kind of shy away from trying to get better at, or shy away from showing people when I'm doing it because I feel like I'm not that great at it and I'm lacking confidence. I kind of just want to get over that fear and put it out there. So I would love if you guys have your own ideas for different skills that would be mutually beneficial for all of the people following for us to work on. Please let me know and I will include them in Fearless Friday. So for today's first Fearless Friday, we're working on splits and flexibility. And the 6th stretch on each leg will be the split. So we're not going to just jump into it, right? And we're going to hold each stretch we do for 1 minute. Now, the most important thing is that we're keeping our back straight during this. So it's not about getting your head to your feet, right? Because when you do that, sometimes you tend to curve your back, and we don't want to curve our back. We want to keep ourselves nice and long and kind of bend forward from the hips. We'll get better stretches that way. And so if you're having trouble sitting up tall, you can use a yoga block. And if you don't have a block, you can use something like a book. So I'm gonna go grab a book. I think it'll be a little bit easier for me today because I was definitely struggling without something to support myself. So you'll see how these will come into play in a little bit. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into a lunge. So whatever foot you decide to be up is the one we're working with the entire time. So I'm going to be working on a right split right now. My right leg is up. So you're going to make a 90-degree angle with your knee going right over your ankle. And so whatever you need to do that, but then also making sure that your back leg is completely stretched back. We're going to hold this pose for a minute. And if you guys choose to use this video over and over, feel free to put on your own music. The minute is going to start right now. Okay, so while we're doing this, you want to really think about your alignment. So if you have your right leg forward like me, you want to be conscious of your right hip, thinking about it pushing back, and thinking about your left hip pulling forward. You should feel a really good stretch in the groin area. With every exhale you do, see if you can kind of sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. Awesome. Time. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is from there, without moving your leg or feet, so you're going to keep your knee on the floor stationary, all you're going to do is shift your weight back and straighten that front leg and lift up your toes, okay? So now, again, thinking about how we don't want to be down here curved, we want to be as flat as we can, so try not to do this. And then, if you can, leaning forward. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, begin. If you feel like you want to grab behind your foot, great, just making sure that your back is still straight. Using your breath to keep you balanced, keep you focused. Woo. Maybe even setting an intention for your day while you're breathing in and out. We have 10 more seconds. Nice. Okay. So now what we're going to do for our third stretch is we're going to put that foot back down, flat, and we're going to kind of go back into that lunge. This time you're going to take the same arm that your knee is up. So for me, it's my right arm is going to reach behind myself to my opposite foot. So the foot that's behind you is going to come up, and then that same arm is going to go down to the floor to support yourself. You're going to reach behind and grab your toes. Here we go. So we're gonna reach, grab, and then keeping that back nice and straight. Still keeping that knee over your ankle, so if you start to shift back here, getting a better stretch by kind of leaning into it. Now, this would be a good point where you wanted to use your block or your books for that supporting hand that's on the floor to lift you up a little bit higher to make sure that you are using proper form. Don't forget to breathe. The more we do this, the closer our foot should be to our behind. Front of the quad getting a really good stretch right now. We have 5 seconds. Time. Good job. Okay. So now we are going to just sit down, kind of shift our weight from where we were. I'm gonna actually turn around so you guys can see. So I'm gonna go this way. So the leg that was out in front of me is still out in front of me, and the leg that was behind me is still behind me. This time you just are separating the knees, and you are keeping, again, your back up straight as you tilt towards that foot or that leg. So we're going to, instead of going forward, we're going to go to the side. Bring the opposite arm over. Here we go. Depending on what feels good for your body, you can take that arm that's down on the floor and place it wherever feels comfortable for you. Okay. We have 20 seconds left. Getting a good stretch on that left side. And time. Great. Now, if I forgot to mention this, so I did forget to mention, I think I told most of you though through, when you reached out to me through Instagram, what I'm doing is I'm going to film these stretches in time lapse, and every day for the 30 days, I'm just going to take that section of the time lapse, so time lapse meaning that it's speeding up, and I'm going to take that section of each of the video and save it, of the splits, just the splits part, so that when I put all of the splits together, I can see my progression over the 30 days. Okay, so now we are on to our 5th stretch. This time, instead of going to the side, we're going to turn, and our torso is going to go straight forward over that leg. And you can either flex your foot, point your toe, whatever feels good for you. Here we go. Nice flat back and leaning forward. Really trying to keep that knee flat on the floor, so not lifting it up. And if your hands are to your knee and that's as far as you can go and it still is feeling uncomfortable, totally fine, as long as you're getting that stretch, right? It's not about bouncing. It's not about reaching those toes. It's about getting the stretch that you need to prepare yourself to do those splits. We're halfway done. And as I say that, I'm reminding myself too, because I have this natural inclination to go like this, and then I realize that my back is starting to round. So I'm just gonna really lengthen my torso and stay here. And I notice when I do that, that I actually get a better stretch under my knee. Okay, now we're on to the splits. If you guys noticed, I have long socks on. They're winter socks, only because I have capri leggings on, and I wanted to have material covering my whole leg and foot so that it's a little bit easier to slide into the splits once we do them. So anything to like help us out, right? So what we're gonna do now is push up off of that knee, and here's where I'm going to start to use the blocks. Now you guys can use those blocks for any of the exercises that you feel they're helpful for. We're gonna give this a whirl. So what's gonna happen is we're going to take that right foot and slide it forward into our stretch for our split. So just a little bit. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and 0. So I was up on my fingertips on the floor, and I noticed that I started to kind of like shake and lose my form. So these books are actually really helpful. Again, thinking about that right hip shifting back and the left hip shifting forward. And if you're on your left split, it would be the opposite. Last 10 seconds. You guys got this. Okay, carefully come out of that by lifting that foot back in or sitting out of it. And let's give a little shake out to our legs before we start the left side or the other side. Awesome job, guys. Now, those of you who know me pretty well know that I'm obsessed with 21-day fix, and joke about the fact that my 21-day fix turned into like a 756-day fix. It's a program that I'm obsessed with, and in that program, it's a workout program that involves nutrition, but also the exercise portion. And with the exercise portion, the person that runs the video, it's through Beachbody, she talks about how you can do anything for a minute if you just put your mind to it. So all of her, whether it's cardio or lifting, muscular endurance, stretching, everything you do is for 1 minute. And when you break it down to something so small like that, instead of thinking like, I'm going to have splits by the end of 30 days, if you just focus on the 1 minute in front of you, 60 seconds, you can do it. It's mind over matter. It's going to end. You know that that buzzer is going to go off. Just push through the best that you can. Your best is always going to be enough, all right? Okay, let's do it on the left side. So go the other way now. We're here. Now we have that other leg up, and we're doing that lunge in 3, 2, 1, Begin. Checking alignment for your knee, making sure it is over your ankle. And then sitting into that stretch and breathing. What are other people interested in? Should we do a singing one for Fearless Friday? I always loved singing, but I'm not the greatest at it. I took lessons back in the day, but they were so expensive. I know some of my people watching this are singers though. That would be a good one. All right, shifting that weight back, lifting and flexing the foot, and holding it here. Here we go. What else could we do? There's this TikTok challenge that I've really been wanting to do. It's sign language for the alphabet, but it's super fast. And I started practicing, and then when I had to go fast, I kind of gave up. It was hard to like maneuver my hands that quickly, but that might be one that I have to put up there. Maybe a cardio endurance one. That would be good. All right. Now we're going back into that lunge. This time though, we're lifting up that foot that's behind us with our opposite arm. So, good time to grab your block if you need it. We're reaching back in 3, 2, 1. And sinking into that stretch. I'm so glad you guys are joining me for this because I am one of those people that needs accountability. So I've kind of celebrated the fact that this is my 5th day in a row doing these exercises in the morning, but it's easy for me to fall off. And I'm one of those people where if I miss a day, I kind of beat myself up about it, and I know that's something I need to work on. Because if you can just keep the habit like 80% of the time, then you're good, right? It's better than just throwing it all away. But it definitely helps to know that I have friends that are also working on this, that I can check in with and kind of like vent to about or share successes with and hear their successes. And I know it's gonna make us all feel better in the end, so it's worth it, right? Tucking that knee behind us in the back, and we're reaching over to the side, so we're gonna lean. You can either go to the floor, go this way, go up and over, but we're making sure that our ribs are facing out, not towards that leg. Here we go. Last 5 seconds. and time. Great. Kind of zoned out on that one. That's what's nice about these stretches. I mean, it's raining here right now. It's kind of a gloomy, dismal morning, but I was just listening to the birds chirping, and sometimes that's all you need, right? Like, just bringing you back to the moment. Okay, so from here, we're turning now this way, shifting our weight over that front leg. Here we go. Begin. I think all the animals are really happy that we're off the road and staying inside. It's so weird. When I was driving last week, the squirrels were just like very brave. You know, normally they wait and then they dart, but they were just taking their time, like not realizing how fast I was going. Luckily, I wasn't hitting them, but I think they think they're in control now. Squirrels are taking over. Okay, and last but not least, right? We did all three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. Bringing that left leg up. Let me go this way this time. Okay. If you need those blocks, grab them. And we're sliding that front leg forward in 3, 2, 1, 0. Sitting up nice and tall. Really trying to keep that back knee straight on the floor. Whew. If you guys have any good playlists for like Pilates, yoga, stretching, please let me know. I've been listening to Deep Focus, a couple versions of those playlists on Spotify. But if you have one that you've created on your own or you have a suggestion, please let me know, because music definitely helps this to go by faster and make it more enjoyable. Guys, I have 5 seconds left. Time. Bring that leg back in, slowly take a seat, shake out the legs. You are D-O-N-E done. It might have taken a little bit more than 12 minutes. I would say with transitions and maybe giving your legs a break in between, it should take no more than 15 total. But I am so excited you guys are joining me for this. I hope that you're all doing well. And I can't wait to see everybody's progress in 30 days. Share with me too, like in between now and 30 days, any kind of like small victories that you've had, or things that you're noticing that are different about your body or the way that this is improving your day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.